Hi, I'm Hannah.
And I'm Megan, and we'll be doing an iMovie about the church in medieval times.
The church was a major ruling power in medieval times. The church was even above kings and emperors.
In the Middle Ages, the Roman Catholic Church became a hierarchy, which is a system of organization in which people or groups are ranked one above the other according to status or authority.
At the top of this hierarchy was the Pope. He was the leader of all Western Europe. Even kings had to bow to the Pope.
Next in line were the cardinals, then bishops, archbishops, priests, and lastly the monks and nuns.
The structure has stayed the same until present day.
The Catholic Church was also very wealthy and powerful. The church owned 1/3 of all land in Europe and didn't have to pay taxes.
One way they became wealthy was collecting a tithe, or tax, which was 1/10 of income from every person. For peasants, that was only a penny. The church kept most taxes in a tithe barn.
People who didn't pay the tithe were told that their souls would go to hell.
Another way the church became wealthy was by charging money for some sacraments. Baptism, marriage, and burial are 3 things that everyone had to pay for. The church taught that these sacraments were essential to gaining salvation, and they marked the most important events in people's lives from birth to death.
The Catholic Church was extremely important to people in medieval times, and the importance of the church to these people can be found in their art, architecture, beliefs, and education.
The church clergy was well educated. Normally, they were the only ones who could read.
Since most people in medieval times couldn't read, church art helped tell Christ's stories.
Most art in the Middle Ages was used for religious purposes.
Gothic architecture was very popular, and most churches were designed and built in this style. Churches in the Middle Ages were also larger than any buildings, including palaces.
People who died in accidents working on a church or in a church were told they would have a place in heaven. Most people at that time believed they could only go to heaven if the church gave them permission to. Some people even gave gifts to the church to assure a place in heaven.
It was encouraged for Christians in the Middle Ages to go on a pilgrimage sometime in their lives.
These pilgrimages could go to holy places, such as Jerusalem or Rome, or to a church where a holy relic was being kept.
They went on these pilgrimages to show devotion to God, as an act of penance or in hopes of curing an illness.
Most pilgrims traveled on foot, constantly in danger from thieves and robbers. To solve this problem, some pilgrims hired armed escorts.
A pilgrimage was an extraordinary act of devotion, and most people could only afford to go on 1 or 2 in their entire lives.
The church is the most important factor in the lives of everyone back then and is still a part of our lives today.
The end! Yay!